Black Lives Matter, founded in 2013, is more than just a movement. It's a global call for change. Black Lives Matter allows millions of followers to participate in the movement through hashtags on social media which promote advocacy and bring attention to current inequalities and injustices in marginalized communities. During this presentation, I'll explore the origins of the movement, how it differs from the 1960 civil rights movement, its organizational structure, social strategies, and the impact of Black Lives Matter while considering how social work can contribute to solving the problems it addresses. A key event that sparked this movement was the verdict of the trial of George Zimmerman in the fatal shooting of Trayvon Martin, a Black teenager who was unarmed. The hashtag Black Lives Matter was created by Alicia Garza, Patrisse Cullors, and Opal Tometi to bring attention to the racial violence and systemic oppression that Black people face. The movement gained momentum after the police killings of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, and Eric Garner in New York City in 2014. The most recent events in 2020 include fatal shootings of innocent people like Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, who was killed after an officer kneeled on his neck for nearly 8 minutes, while you can hear George saying, "I can't breathe," in a viral video. These injustices sparked a months-long wave of nationwide protests against police brutality and related injustices against Black Americans. Hashtags such as Breonna Taylor, "I Can't Breathe," Defund the Police, Ferguson, No Justice, No Peace, and many others played a vital part in allowing the community to bring advocacy and attention to these injustices. While it draws inspiration from past civil rights movements, Black Lives Matter represents a shift in how we organize and fight for justice in these current times. The civil rights movement in the 1960s was so impactful in laying the groundwork for further movements such as the one we're discussing today. The civil rights movement had many key leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and Malcolm X, who all had centralized approaches. Black Lives Matter differs from the civil rights movement because it has a decentralized approach by opening up its platform on social media and allowing any voice that wants to be heard to use hashtags. It is made up of social activists and organizers who demand change and stand up to widespread injustice, disenfranchisement, and police brutality. It's also intersectional, advocating for justice not just for Black men, but for women, LGBTQ individuals, and disabled people in the Black community. This inclusivity marks a significant evolution in social justice movements. Black Lives Matter is registered under the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation, which is a chapter-based organization with Black Lives Matter being one of the chapters under this network. Each chapter operates independently but has shared principles in grassroots organizing and missions, such as fighting systemic racism and promoting Black liberation. This decentralized model empowers local communities while maintaining a global reach. The Black Lives Matter uses fundraising, donation, and grants as their main sources of income. They were able to raise $90 million in 2020 and have received over $35 million in grants to give to more than 70 organizations, 23 of which are led by LGBTQ folks. This movement utilizes social media, grassroots organizing, and public demonstrations such as protests as strategies to raise awareness and push for systemic changes. They often intersect and support each other, recognizing the interconnected nature of social justice issues. Black Lives Matter advocates for policy change such as defund the police campaigns, which aim to reallocate police funding towards communities. Murals, literature, and media inspired by this movement challenge societal norms and spread the message. A direct quote from the Black Lives Matter website shares, "Black art has a long history in activism. As we continue to expand our horizons of liberation, we commit to preserving and creating stories from our communities that uplift our collective imaginations and value our deepest experiences." Black Lives Matter has achieved significant milestones that demonstrate its effectiveness, such as strategies previously mentioned that include social media to shift public opinion on racial injustices, and influencing local policy changes, such as reallocating police funds in some cities. However, the movement still faces challenges such as resistance from political groups and misinformation campaigns, such as the Defund the Police slogan, which has faced backlash for being misinterpreted. And activists and supporters have also raised concerns about how donations are managed and distributed. To strengthen its impact, Black Lives Matter could enhance transparency regarding leadership and financial decisions to foster trust and broaden its focus to address intersectionalities that may occur, like economic instabilities and environmental justice in Black communities. Social workers could play a critical role and contribute to this movement by 1. Advocating for racial justice policies in housing, education, and healthcare. They can also partner with Black Lives Matter chapters to provide trauma counseling for victims of racial violence. Social workers can also use their platform to educate communities on systemic racism and allyship. The National Association of Social Work Code of Ethics emphasizes the importance of promoting social justice and addressing systemic oppression. Social workers can use proactive anti-racism practices as it honors the inherent dignity of each individual, acknowledging the impact of racial trauma and addressing biases that can impact services and policies. Social work aligns with Black Lives Matter mission of addressing systemic inequalities and promoting collective healing. In conclusion, Black Lives Matter has sparked a global reckoning on systemic racism and social injustices. While challenges remain, its intersectional approach and grassroots activism offer a powerful blueprint for global change. As social workers and allies, we must continue to amplify this movement and contribute to its vision of a just society. Until Black Lives Matter, no lives can truly matter.